Hi everyone, I'm Cresencia Felty. For almost 10 years now, I've been battling with ulcerative colitis. It's a stomach disease that causes chronic inflammation of the colon. Once I was diagnosed, I developed several other health problems such as arthritis, anemia, and kidney failure. I used to end up in the hospital every month for my health, and no one ever asked me what I was eating. When I was 15 years old, they told me that I would never make it to C21. Now I eat healthier, I exercise, I think positive, I stopped drinking alcohol, and I stopped going to the hospital. With education and determination, I'm curing my stomach disease. I'm 23 years old and I'm healthier than I've ever been. I did it, and so can you. Join me on this journey to a healthier you. Today I have Nelson Bonilla, Fitness Director from Export Fitness. How are you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing great. So tell me, Nelson, I've never worked out before. I'm a college student and I need tips. I need results.
So what we're gonna do is we're going to do some basic movement patterns. It's gonna allow us to recognize where any muscle deficiencies might lie and what we need to do to correct them. By and large, you can do these exercises anywhere, in your dorm room, at Export, or in any other space where you have a little bit of room to move. The first exercise is going to be a squat. Typically in our day-to-day life, we'll do squats, we'll do lunges, we'll reach, we'll bend, we'll rotate. These are the 5 basic movement patterns that we're going to do in our real life. We might as well mimic them in our workout life, if you will. The first one is going to be our squat. What we're going to do for our squat is we're going to have good movement patterns. Shoulders are back and down, abs are nice and tight to really help our spine stay stable. Feet will be hip width apart, and we'll want to pretend like we're sitting into an imaginary chair. That way we don't bring our knees too far over our toes and put too much stress on our kneecaps. So essentially, we're going to nice and smoothly control gravity, sit into our imaginary seat, sitting back, and then standing up in one fluid motion. That would constitute 1 repetition. From there, we'll transition to the lunge. With the lunge, we'll basically want equal distribution of weight over our front and back foot. Our back heel will be up to allow for fluid movement. And when we're in the end range, if you will, of our lunge, from our head to our back knee, we should formulate a pretty much straight line. From there, we can start to build every other exercise we want off of these 2 basic movement patterns, and we'll start to incorporate rotation, reach, and other lunges and other planes of motion.
So tell me, Nelson, what about diet? How does that affect my results? How does that affect working out?
Well, I have to admit, diet, unfortunately, is one of the biggest components of the whole thing. As much as that movement is important, what we put into our body is equally important. Being college students, we know there's a lot of room for error in this particular part. Dorm room, late night eating, we won't get into too much about drinking, but all these things play a negative factor in what we're trying to do with our body. Obviously, we're thinking about wellness and getting healthier, and the exercise portion of that is going to go a long way towards achieving that goal. First and foremost, we have to find out how many calories we're taking on a daily basis. Once we establish that caloric requirement of where we stand in terms of that, then we want to try to cut out 500 calories per day, ideally over a 7-day period. What that'll do is that'll end up creating a deficit of 3,500 calories a week. Science shows that what that does is that ends up equaling 1 pound of fat. That in conjunction with movement is where we're really going to make the greatest strides in our weight loss or wellness goals, depending on what we're looking to do. Just thinking about what types of foods we should be eating, cleaner is better. Typically going to be fruits and vegetables, whole grain products, anything that isn't processed, anything that isn't obviously fast food. Again, hate to harp on it, but alcohol is a big part of it, being that we're college students and we need to make sure that we're keeping our partying in check. Alcohol will have an inhibitory effect on your body's ability to burn fat, up to 72 hours. Some other things you might want to consider: staying away from flour, staying away from salt. Obviously, sugar goes a long way towards putting our body in a position where we don't want it to be in. Our nutrition, in conjunction with our exercise, is what's going to give us the best possible chance for creating the results in the body we want. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use our base squat and we're going to add some upper body into it.
Okay.
So if you'd be so kind as to take these weights,
Sure.
what we're going to do, and I'm going to grab some weights of my own. What we're going to do is we're going to get in a position for our squat.
All right.
And all we're going to do is incorporate a little arms and shoulders in this exercise. This is an excellent total body exercise. Very simple to name. It's a squat, curl, press, which just denote the 3 movements that we're doing. So what you're going to do is you're simply going to go ahead and squat down into go into our squat. So we're going to go down, We're gonna stand up, abs will be tight. We're then going to curl, incorporating our biceps, and we're going to press up. Abs are tight. To get some shoulders, we are gonna control our descent, because we always wanna control gravity and then back down by our sides, which in turn puts us in position for our next repetition. So let's see that again. Let's go ahead and squat. Stand up, abs tight, go ahead and curl. And let's press right overhead, abs tight, glutes tight, and slowly bring those down, back to our sides. Excellent. What this does is this is the basis for all other dumbbell exercises we may do. From here we can go into a lunge, we can do single leg stuff, we can do lateral raise, we can really change it up in any way we want, just simply using our base movement patterns and some simple weights.
Well, thank you so much, Nelson. I appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you could possibly say to everyone about working out?
Sure. In conclusion, I'd just like to say that consistency is going to be key. You have to do it on a daily basis, if not a couple days a week, in order to get the benefits that you're shooting for.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, don't get discouraged. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and the new you isn't going to be built in a day. It takes time, it takes a little consistency and a little willpower, but if you stick to it, you'll certainly get what you want. And if you have any questions about anything you saw here today or want some more information about personal training, come see me at Export Fitness on State and 8th.
So far, we've talked about losing weight through exercise. Now we're going to talk about gaining weight and gaining mass. Tonight I have Brian Jenkins from Export Fitness. Thanks for being here, Brian. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
So Brian, tell me, what is a healthy way to get big?
Well, the healthiest way that I can think of is don't use steroids. I'm 43 years old. I've never touched steroids a day in my life. And the reason why I never wanted to go that route, even though I knew it was a quick way to go, but it's definitely an unsafe way to go. I had a very good friend of mine in high school. Freshman year, he was my size in his freshman year of high school. I was 103 pounds in high school. He took steroids. He was the best one on the basketball team, the fastest on the football team. He could lift the most weights, the heaviest weights. And it made me feel like, man, maybe I should go that route. Senior year, he died from colon cancer. So that's definitely not a way to go. So the most healthy way to go is stay on your proteins, your creatine, get your 3 to 4 meals each and every day. A lot of calories if you want to put on the sides, and you definitely have to get into the gym and lift heavy weights. Right now I weigh 250 pounds, but I bench press 450 pounds right now. And that just came from consistency, the proper diet, 5 days a week in the gym, and having a personal trainer, such as Nelson, who was here earlier, to spot me while I'm working out.
So Brian, tell me, what does your diet consist of?
Well, in the morning, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning, like clockwork, and I boil my eggs the night before. I eat 10 boiled egg whites every morning for my source of protein. Then I go to the gym, I work out for an hour and a half. When I finish working out, within 15 minutes of me working out, you have to take some type of protein. So it will help rebuild the muscles, because you break your muscles down every time you work out. So because I weigh 250 pounds now, I take 250 grams of protein a day. That way I'll build muscle and I won't lose the muscle through my workout.
I see. So you're supposed to take as much protein as you weigh?
Yes, you take a gram of protein per pound of your body weight. How much do you weigh?
I weigh about 130.
130, so you would have to take 130 grams of protein if you want to build lean muscle. And the more lean muscle you have, the more fat you burn as well. So you won't put on fat, you'll put on lean muscle.
What does your workout consist of?
Well, on Mondays, which is the beginning of the week for me, I would do chest, also triceps. On Tuesdays, I would do back and also biceps. On Wednesdays, I would do shoulders and also my legs. And Thursdays, I would do abs, get them nice rock hard, the six pack that you all want. And also Fridays, I would do a total body workout, an overall workout. And then Saturdays and Sundays, I would just rest and just eat properly. And just remember, now this is very important. Now when you first start working out, you're gonna be very, very, very sore. You're gonna think you're gonna need to go to the emergency room, but it's not. It's just a lactic acid buildup in your muscles, which it will go away after the first, say, week or so. So don't quit just because you're sore, because if you stop until the soreness goes away, the first day that you come back, you'll be sore all over again. So the best way to fight through the soreness is just keep going. And remember, the only way to fail is to quit. Don't be a quitter. I didn't quit.
Today we discussed losing weight and gaining weight through exercise, the basics of working out, and how nutrition plays a huge role. Feel free to email me with any questions, or to learn more, visit my website at cresenciafelty.blogspot.com. And this week, challenge yourself. Take the stairs, drink more water, and cut out that soda. See how you feel, and have a great workout. I'll see you next time on A Healthier You.